When I got into my program, what I got interested in early on was risk assessment. And there's no real discipline that's set for risk assessment. Professor, mentor of mine, Professor Dustin Hollis, he really pushed for me to get into this interdisciplinary program because we could take a variety of disciplines. And so I took on math statistics, I took on psychology, and GIS geography. GIS is all about displaying data spatially. I've always wanted to be able to show data on a map because that means a lot to people. They can pinpoint where they are on that map and see where that data is relative to them. I found that kids who are within 50 miles to a detention facility are 2 times as likely to be detained than those kids outside of 50 miles to a detention facility.
This has been really wonderful that this program exists because I feel like it is perfect for me because I really am, my interests are straddling the disciplines. I like to think of it as choose your own adventure. I knew I wanted to do a book-length manuscript of eco-poems, and then I knew I wanted to, kind of frame it somehow as part of, a rigorous scholarly inquisition about how that's fitting into the greater picture of the scientific issues. And that's sort of my overarching theme here in my interdisciplinary work.
I really love the project that I'm currently working on. It satisfies the sort of like puzzle side of my brain where I get to sort of like piece together and assemble this architecture and figure out solutions, but it also has some real world good it can do. I really did not expect to be doing this PhD. I really thought I would get my master's and then go into industry. But when my research advisor, Travis Wheeler, kind of approached me with some of these ideas for research and kind of dangled them over my nose and kind of alluded to there being funding for it, it ended up being something I kind of couldn't say no to because it was just such interesting research that I cared about. This project is really significant because it's able to massively speed up the rate at which researchers can actually solve these sort of problems and also do it in far less electricity cost. Electricity costs money, but it also creates heat, and all that heat has to be dissipated with air conditioning, which costs more electricity. So being able to do this quicker and more efficiently means that not only researchers can get their work done quicker, but the whole thing takes far less energy and fossil fuels.
I think it's really important to integrate art and science because we have a lot of problems, environmental problems of the Anthropocene, and we need to get more people involved that aren't just going to read the journal articles. For me as a poet, I really want to be able to bring science into my poetry and continue to do that, and then also be able to talk about how that fits in into the greater scheme of not only poetry but also science. So that's the integration that I'm shooting for.
The work that I do is really important to me because of the people that we work with. The people that we work with take our research and they really implement our research. And so that's very meaningful for us as researchers. It's not a technical report that gets thrown on the shelf. They respect our research and we just respect them as practitioners and these people who are unsung heroes. I would really like to say thank you to Professor Dustin Hollis. He was just that person that pushed me through everything, and then he was the one that motivated me to get in the interdisciplinary program. Last February, he unexpectedly passed away, and it was extremely difficult. But you know, going through research, I always think, you know, what would Dustin do? You know, what would he do? And so that really motivates me to go through this research. And all of this research that I'm talking about, he started. And so you know, that means a lot to me that I'm able to continue through this process. He was just you know, a champion for the cause.